What if I told you something the size of a peanut could power thousands of homes for an entire year? Sounds impossible, right? But this tiny object called a uranium fuel pellet holds one of the most powerful energy sources on Earth. So the real question is, where does this power come from? And how does one of the most dangerous materials on the planet become clean electricity? Today, we're going on an incredible journey, from deep beneath the Earth's surface to the heart of a nuclear power plant. Stay with me until the end, because this story might completely change the way you see energy forever. The discovery of uranium. Our story begins in the year 1789, when a German scientist first discovered uranium. At that time, no one had any idea what this element was truly capable of. Years later, in 1896, a French physicist made a shocking discovery. Uranium was releasing invisible energy on its own. This phenomenon was called radioactivity. That single discovery opened the door to a completely new world of science. And what scientists would uncover next would change history forever. The secret of nuclear energy. In 1938, scientists discovered something incredible. If you hit a uranium atom with a tiny particle, it can split apart. And when it splits, it releases a massive amount of energy. This process is called nuclear fission. But here's the problem. Natural uranium mostly contains a type that doesn't split easily. Only about 0.7% of it is the kind that can actually create this reaction. So scientists had to figure out a way to increase that small portion. This process is known as uranium enrichment. From war to power. During World War II, some of the greatest scientific minds worked together on a secret project, known as the Manhattan Project. Their goal? To unlock the power of uranium. And in 1945, the world saw the devastating result, when an atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima. It was a moment that showed just how destructive this energy could be. But after the war, humanity made a different choice. Instead of destruction, this power would be used to generate electricity. Nuclear energy today. Today, nuclear power produces about 10% of the world's electricity. And it all begins deep underground. Mining uranium from the earth. Countries like Canada, Australia, and Kazakhstan produce most of the world's uranium. Some mines are incredibly rich, containing uranium levels up to 100 times higher than average. But mining it isn't easy. In some locations, the ground above the uranium is filled with water, which can flood the entire mine. So engineers came up with a genius solution. They freeze the ground. By pumping extremely cold liquid through pipes underground, they turn water into solid ice, creating a protective barrier. Extracting the ore. Once the ground is stable, powerful drilling machines break the rock apart. The uranium ore falls into collection areas below. And here's the interesting part. The entire process is done remotely, to keep workers safe from radiation and collapse. Processing the uranium. After extraction, the ore is crushed into a fine powder. Then it's mixed with chemicals that separate uranium from everything else. The result is a purified material, which is then converted into a special gas. The enrichment process. Now comes the most critical step. The uranium gas is placed inside high-speed machines, called centrifuges. These machines spin incredibly fast, separating the lighter, more useful uranium particles. This increases the concentration of the powerful isotope, the power of a tiny pellet. Next, the uranium is turned into a powder again, and compressed under huge pressure, into small pellets, about the size of a peanut. But don't let the size fool you. One single pellet contains as much energy as 1,800 pounds of coal, or 150 gallons of oil. That's incredible. Fuel rods and reactors. These pellets are placed inside metal tubes, forming what we call fuel rods. Multiple rods are grouped together and placed inside a nuclear reactor. What happens inside a reactor? Inside the reactor, atoms begin to split. This creates a chain reaction, releasing heat continuously. That heat turns water into steam. The steam spins massive turbines, and those turbines generate electricity. How powerful is it? A single nuclear power plant can supply electricity to around 500,000 people, all from tiny fuel pellets. What happens after use? After about a year, the fuel becomes extremely hot and radioactive. So it's stored in deep cooling pools, where it stays for many years, until it becomes safe to handle. Final thoughts. So now you know how something so small can power entire cities. This isn't just a story about science. It's a story about human innovation, turning one of the most dangerous materials into one of the cleanest energy sources on Earth. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, And tell us in the comments? What topic should we explore next?